What's up, everybody? Well, got another gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're gonna have another look at Icarus, but this time we're gonna be doing DirectX 12 with ray tracing and FSR, as well as ray tracing and FSR. So we'll have a bunch of different combos. Probably gonna be like a 40-minute video, even with me doing only 1 minute each of footage, but we'll see. I'll try to not make it too long, but I can't make any promises. Anyway, why don't we go jump on in and look at some settings.
So starting off here, we are just going to do DirectX 12 with no ray tracing, no FSR, no nothing. Just to see how DirectX 12 does. And DirectX 12 is a weird one. It can either go really, really good, or it can go really, really bad. But as you can see, we don't have any FSR or any ray tracing on. We'll do that later in the video. So, let us move on. So we're starting out the DirectX 12 gameplay here on low. Nothing else. No ray tracing, no FSR, and oh boy. Yeah, it's just as abysmal looking as I remember it being on DirectX 11. Don't know why I expected anything different. Honestly, I think we're getting less FPS though. And yet, like I thought, we definitely got that DX12 stutter. Hell yeah. Those little lines you see there, just every once in a while, I think as you move, it has to just pre-cache shit as you walk around. As you've noticed, certain things like rocks and stuff and bushes are just kind of appearing before our eyes. Sticks, stones, same. I mean, hell, this mode would be great if you just want to like find a bunch of rocks and sticks really easily, because there's like there's no terrain. You can see everything effortlessly. Hey, look, there's some of that weird what do they call that? Oxide? It's that air rock shit. You need that to survive. Somehow you survive and make air from rocks in this game. Don't know how, but I'm not going to question it. It's honestly kind of a neat concept, but why don't we just move along now?
So, starting out our DirectX 12 mode, we're just going to play the game normally with no ray tracing or FSR or anything. Oh, I'm stuck. Well, that's exactly why they have that button. Haha. Silly things like that can happen in games like this. But yep, just like I thought, we're definitely getting more stutters in DX12 mode. Because now we're not even recording with the CPU or GPU or however the hell Windows recording software uses. I don't know if it uses a GPU or CPU. Probably CPU, but I really don't know. So I am not at liberty to say, because I don't have the knowledge to make such a claim. So I won't. But I think we're getting a little more FPS than we did on low on DX11. I could be wrong, though. Anyway, though, let us move on to the next graphics setting.
Now we will do a little bit of some medium quality gameplay. Now all this stuff on the top here, we're just going to always leave the same. But I always like showing it still just to kind of prove it when I can. But as you can see on the top there, we are on medium now. And I'm just leaving everything else alone. Just hitting the medium tab and basically scrolling through and showing you, not messing with nothing. And again, we'll do all this stuff later. Now for some medium screen recorder gameplay, just with DirectX 12, nothing else on. And unfortunately, it's becoming night. So after the camera part, I might be able to make it through that without it getting super dark, but after that I think I'm going to wait until morning. Trying to make, you know, gameplay videos when you can't even see your hand in front of your face doesn't really make for good video. Even though every couple of settings I've still done that, but kind of started thinking about it and I was like, I probably shouldn't do that too often. That's not doing anybody any favors. Hey, you're at level 1. Okay. Just keep on kind of wandering around. At least now we've got, like, ferns and trees and, like, everything looks kind of more normal now. Low just looks way too crappy. And this laptop's not crappy. We don't need no low. But I like showing how it does on all settings, because that's just how we roll. Let us move on, though.
Well, now for a little medium gameplay. It is unfortunately night again. And I hate night. Can't see nothing, can't do nothing. I guess I could take that. What is it? I could have sworn I had a... Okay. Where's this torch? Huh. So we got some corn and some wild berries. Consume that before it completely spoils. Well, that's annoying. Where the hell did it go? I crafted one, but I don't see it. That's kind of annoying. Anyway, though, it's time for us to move on. I might just wait for it to be daytime again before we continue.
Now for a little bit of some high preset. Again, all this stuff here at the top will be just the same. As you can see right there, we are on high now. So let's just scroll down and see what all it changed. And it seems like some things just stay the same no matter what. They don't seem to be affected by the quality presets. Which is why I just leave them however the game gives them to me. And we'll do all this at the end. Okay, now for some high DirectX 12 screen record gameplay, and I don't have a shelter. So I'm going to probably die. But hey, at least this will be good for gameplay. Not too many people in this game probably run out in a freaking storm. Because they probably learned how to make buildings a long time ago. But me, I've just been walking around showing you guys how the game works, but I'll probably start playing the game a little bit. It seems like a kind of fun, interesting game. Yep, there we go, storm exposure, no shelter. Death awaits me, apparently. But hopefully I can survive long enough to show you how it runs in the rain. Okay then, let's move along.
Alright. Now for a little bit of some high camera record gameplay, and we have a storm now, and I'm probably gonna die because I don't have a shelter yet. Hoping I could find like a cave or something. Whoa, what is this? Sulfur. Alright, though. It's time for us to move on, though I'm probably going to die and have to restart all over. At least I understand a little bit how to play now.
Now we're going to move on to Epic. And as always, all of this stuff here is going to stay the same. And there we go. Here's our Epic settings. So we'll just scroll on down and see what they have to offer us. And then, as for FSR and ray tracing, we will do that at a later portion. Now for a little bit of some Epic screen recorded gameplay here with DirectX 12, and no ray tracing or FSR to start with. Hey, at least I got a campfire. Didn't really need to be carrying it with me, so threw it on the ground for some weight savings. I can always just make another one later. I have an abundance of trees and rocks. There's some corn. Good. We need more food. I'll try to remember where this is so we can keep coming back and getting more corn. Don't want to take too much, though. Because it does expire in this game. This game's somewhat realistic in a lot of ways. Come on, get up there. There we go. There's the corn again. There are possibly could be different corn. I don't know. But regardless, it's corn. Just grab a couple more as I run through it. And also, let's move on.
So now a little bit of some epic camera gameplay here. Definitely getting a lot less FPS on DirectX 12, that's for sure. I thought it was going to get better. But not only does it get worse FPS, it's also more stuttery too. So I would say DX12 mode and ray tracing and all that, unless you really want to play with ray tracing and get horrible FPS, I'd just stick to DX11 mode and play the game on high and have it look good and get decent-ish FPS, at least over 60. We're already at 52. We haven't even turned ray tracing on yet, which is probably what we're going to do as soon as we're done with this. We'll go and do ray tracing, then we'll do ray tracing in FSR, and then we'll just do FSR, you know, no ray tracing, kind of like we did in Cyberpunk. I think that'll work out pretty good. I think this is the right way back to my base. Hell yeah. So if I just go that way, there's a bunch of corn and shit. Sweet. Alright, well, speaking of ray tracing and all that, I guess it's time to move along to that mode, so let's go do just that.
So now we're going to turn ray tracing on, and then after that we'll do global illumination on as well. I don't even know if turning ray tracing on by itself does anything, but I think it's stupid to have a toggle switch that turns something on if it doesn't do anything. If it just unlocks the ability to turn another toggle switch on, that's just stupid. So, we're going to try it this way. And now let's move on. So, now we've got ray tracing on, and we're starting on low. And obviously we're on DirectX 12. You have to have that on to even use any of the ray tracing functions. Just as an FYI, I'll also leave how to turn DirectX 12 on. First off, you can't use, at least as far as I can tell, you can't use the, what do you call it, the shortcut. She's had a huge brain fart. They can't use the shortcut because it always just seems to preload DirectX 11. I'm sure there's probably a way to get that to do that, to stop doing that, but the way I figured it out is to put a little string in Steam, and then you just launch it from Steam and it kind of gives you a little window that's like, hey, do you want to play this in DirectX 12 or 11? And there's a pumpkin growing in this oxide. Interesting. And I still love the fern leaves that come out when you pick up pumpkins. That's always cracked me up since day one of playing this. Anyway, though, I'll leave that in the description. But it's time for us to move on.
Well, now we've got... Now we're going to do a little low with ray tracing on. Honestly, I don't even know if it does anything, like I was saying before, but I don't know why they would give you the setting to turn it on without doing anything, so I figured we would just run through it, all the settings again from low to epic, and then we'll turn global illumination on and do it all over again. So like I said, oh no, I'm over encumbered. But I need lots of that. We can just throw some other shit on the ground. Alright. Alright, we don't really need all this fiber. So let's just drop it over here for now. Okay, there's a bunch of fiber. I can collect as much fiber till the cows come home, you know? Oh, no, we're still pretty over encumbered, huh? Alright, we don't really need all those sticks either. There's some sulfur and some yeast. Guess we'll drop that fiber too. And then we will just do that. And we'll just drop the rest of the oxide, I guess. And then let's split that. And we'll also drop that. We'll split that stack. Drop that. There we go. So we really need to go and get rid of some stuff, that's for sure.
Moving along to medium settings. Everything on the top's the same, but here's the medium settings right here. We're just going to scroll down a little quicker than usual, because I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this screen a lot, but this is mostly just for the people that skip around through. And we're still not doing FSR, we'll do that later, and we're just doing RTX on. Now we're going to do a little bit of some medium screen recording gameplay here, with ray tracing on. Again, don't know if that even does anything, but we're going to do it anyway, just to try to be as thorough as possible. Though I'm probably never going to attempt to do anything quite this thorough again, because I have a feeling this video is probably like quite legitimately going to be like over an hour. It might not be, but it sure seems like it's going to be over an hour with all these different settings. Alright, let's get rid of some of this stuff. Put it here for now. Get rid of some of this weight, because I can always pick up a couple of these off the ground here and there to just, you know, make a quick axe or something, or repair my shit rather, more like it. So that shouldn't be a problem. We got Misty looking out the windows at all the birds. It's all raining, so they're all like going crazy. Let's eat some pumpkin. Okay. That's good enough. Now, since half of this was just us looking at that damn screen, let's at least run over here a little bit so you guys can see FPS. And now let's move on.
Now for some camera recorded gameplay. And now we're going to do medium with ray tracing on. Actually, that just reminded me. I should go and split this stuff up to make it easier to sort so I don't mix stuff up after I'm done with this camera recorded portion. Just go into my captures folder and just make a different folder for just, you know, DX12, 12, and the one with ray tracing, and then another one for FSR, and ray tracing, and then FSR by itself. There's some more of that oxide. I think that'll work out pretty good. If I don't do that, then it all gets confusing as I'm sitting there shifting through all of them. Like, if somehow the order gets messed up, I'm screwed. Stone. A pickaxe, so I can basically get all the stone I want already. I don't really need to pick up the little one. Alright though, why don't we move along?
Now we're on high settings for ray tracing on. So let's just look at those real fast. Now FSR still off, we'll do that later. And we'll also do globalization later. Now we've got some high settings with ray tracing on. And look at all that wheat. All that wheat, but you can't eat. I'm pretty sure you have to make it into bread. Alright, let's get some more oxide. You can never have too much of this shit. I mean, it literally is your oxygen supply, so I like to try to keep up on this ever since I almost ran out of oxygen and died. I've already died in this game a couple times already, I'm pretty sure. But that's okay. It's just a game, you live, you learn. Hey, some carrots. That'll help in an emergency. There's a couple carrots. Emergency carrot rations. But alright, let's move along.
Now for some high camera recorded gameplay with ray tracing on. Already dropping quite a bit below 60, but we were before we did ray tracing, so I figured heading ray tracing wasn't going to make it any better. And hell, I don't even know if turning it on just like that even does anything. But, like I said before, I don't see why they'd let you turn a toggle switch on that's just a toggle switch that does basically nothing. Like, if all there is global illumination, why not just have turning ray tracing on and just do that then, you know? So that's why I'm still doing this, just to make sure. Trying to cover all my different bases here. That's just a normal stone. That's an oxide deposit, though. Can't have too much air. Alright, let's move on.
Now we're going to do epic. So, again, stuff at the top will always be the same. And a quick gloss over the epic settings here. FSR and global illumination will come later. So now let's get a little bit of some epic gameplay in. Screen recorded with ray tracing on. What is that? Oh, some coffee. Alright, that's just a tree. These all look like coffee, though. Small tree and coffee. Alright, cool. We just found a bunch of coffee. Works for me. And some pumpkins. Ooh, there was a giant stutter there. That happens sometimes with screen recording. But, I mean, with DirectX 12, that can just sometimes happen, too, so who even knows what was that fault? Was it the game just being DirectX 12, or was it the recording? I guess no one will ever know. Alright, let's just keep running around here. Barely maintaining 60 here. Hey, more coffee and oxide. Cool, let's get this oxide. Like I said before, you can never have too much of this. It's literally your oxygen supply. And with that, let's grab this coffee and call this quits.
Alright, now for some epic gameplay with the camera here. With ray tracing on. Or at least I think it's on. But next we'll do global illumination, and I know that's definitely going to do something for sure. Ooh, that was some major stutter there. Yeah, I definitely think it is on, because we definitely didn't get any stutter that bad before turning it on when we were just running on Epic before, so I definitely think turning that on does something. Alright though, I think that's good enough. Let us move on to the next graphics setting.
Now we're going to do ray tracing on with global illumination on, and we're starting over on low again. Now normally I just don't do each individual test, that's why I figured I'd give this a shot. But anyway, here we go. Global illumination and ray tracing are both on. FSR will come later. So now we're starting off on low again with ray tracing on. Everything is just on now, but no FSR yet. So now we will just walk around here and we'll get some data, visual data. And someone's literally outside walking around in the rain. I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat, but I don't know. I don't like walking around in the rain. Unless I got like an umbrella or something. All of the oxide on the planet shall belong to me. It is all mine. I have to mine to make it mine. 2 mines. Anyway, I'd say it's about time for us to move on.
Alright, now we've got global illumination ray tracing on. And we're doing some low camera gameplay now. Definitely it does some weird shit to the frame times. Definitely adds in a lot of stutter. I do not like DirectX 12 mode in this particular game. This particular time, I do think DirectX 11 mode is better. Unless you just gotta have the ray tracing. Hey, some cocoa. I mean, how on low mode you can barely even tell what plants are. It's hilarious. The foliage just pops in. It's pretty hilarious. Oh, looks like I need some water. Let's go hydrate. So I always stick next to a lake. There we go, water taken care of. And now, let us move on to the next graphics setting.
Moving right along to medium settings. So ray tracing is all on now. No FSR, but medium settings. So let me just scroll through here so you guys can see what all that is. And there you go, as you can see, ray tracing's on, and we will do FSR a little later. So, now getting into the medium gameplay. At least it looks like a game now. Actually has grass and stuff on the ground. All the ray tracing is on. No FSR though. We'll do that a little later. Stick kind of close by this river. That way I always have a water source. I keep getting into trouble every time I get too far away from a water source. I've almost died, and I think I've died once from dehydration so far. I think there's some more of that big-ass stutter there. Alright, though. Let us move on.
Now for some medium camera recording gameplay with global illumination and ray tracing on. And a little more oxide. There's oxide all over the place. Hey, it's raining oxide. Well, luckily I got my map, because I honestly have no idea where the hell I am. Lilies. I don't really need any more of those though. I got a bunch of those at my ship. Now I wish I could do like grapple on this shit in this game. Or like just with my hands, not like with a grapple gun or anything. You know, just kind of climb. Ooh, almost fell off the edge there. That wouldn't have been no good. They're falling into the water. Luckily that's not like we drowned or anything. It's just annoying to have to get back out. Oxide, oxide, and oxide. And now let's move on.
Now we got some high gameplay with ray tracing on. So we're just going to show you the settings real fast and then get into the gameplay. There's no benchmarks in this game. There we go. As we get to the bottom, you'll see no FSR quite yet. But you will see both of these guys on. Alright, now for some high screen recorded gameplay with ray tracing on. Some weird looking plants. Yeah, damn, we found a oxide mine up here. Look at all of it. And then we even got some silica ore. I don't even have any of that. I guess let's collect a little of that. Stamina has been depleted. Uh-oh, it looks like it's starting to be dark. No! Come back to me, light! Oh well, we'll have to just wait out. Might have enough to do camera recorded gameplay, but then we'll have to wait it out. Or I might not. We'll just see how I feel. But it's time for us to move on.
Now we've got some... What is it? Is it high, I believe? Yeah, some high camera recorded gameplay here with ray tracing on and global illumination on. Let's just cross the water here, why not? Looks like it's about to be nighttime again, so I'm gonna have to just like sit there and let it... Ow, stop attacking me. So I'm gonna have to kind of just sit around for a second here after I'm done with this particular set, because it's going to get really, really dark and hard to see anything, and that's going to suck, so screw that. Just as long as we don't get another damn storm. I almost died last time. What I gotta do is I gotta level up enough to, like, start being able to make a house or something. Well, alright. I'm gonna go find some place to make camp and wait out the night, and then we'll start the next graphics setting.
And now for some epic settings. With ray tracing all on. There's nothing up there that's been changed, but we have changed to epic. Scroll down real fast here. No FSR yet either. But these guys are on. And last up on the ray tracing, we got some epic quality. Ray tracing all on, no FSR. And it's doing some really goofy shit now. It really does not like this. Look at that weird frame time shit. What is up with that? This happened to me one time before off camera, and it's not like the thing's throttling, nothing's overheating. I mean... to be perfectly honest, considering I don't have my cooling pad on, the CPU is absolutely chilling out right now at 84. And the GPU usually gets up to like 83, 84 with no cooling pad, so... yeah. It's on like easy street. Huh. I will admit that light ray does look pretty nice. On all the little blades of grass. Oh shit, that's a wolf. And it's level 20. I don't really want to fuck with him. Just keep an eye on him and move on by. Worst case scenario, I will jump all the way in the water and go underwater so he cannot devour me. Huh. Yeah, let's just head over to this island. Why not? Ooh, I got toxified by being in the water too long. Alright though, let's move on.
Now we got epic quality with ray tracing on and global illumination on. I have to start all over since I died during a storm. Alright, do I have enough stuff? And that's right, I finally figured it out. I just have to level up to level 5 there, so... Alright, so I need to just find some stones that are not just big, because I can't mine yet. Should be easy, just gotta stare at the ground a little bit. I'm sure I'll find some. That's a stick. some deer. Oh, is that a stone? Yep, there's a stone right there. And more stone. And even some oxide. Look at that. Get some sticks and fibers. And as you can tell, this is really terrible with ray tracing on and everything. But I was kind of expecting it to be. Oh, is that more stone? Cool. Alright, do I got enough yet? Nope, I need a couple more. Gotta find us some more stones. And it's hard to hell see in here. Alright, is that one? There we go. I think that's enough now. Alright, we can at least craft that. Let's craft the pickaxe first and we can move on.
Now we're going to start throwing some FSR into the mix. So, we're starting off with low. Of course. And then we're doing ultra quality FSR to start with. And we're just going to leave ray tracing on right now. We'll test it off later. So now we're back on low graphics quality with ray tracing on, but now we're using FSR and we're on ultra quality to start this thing out with. And we will test it also without ray tracing just to see how it does. So let's just grab a whole bunch of shit. I mean, why not? Stone. Stone. Stick. Because, I mean, yeah. Low mode is at least good for this. You can see all of the basic necessities to make all your tools and shit effortlessly. Alright, yeah, let's get some oxygen. Definitely need oxygen. Oh, we're out of stamina. Well, that's alright. It's time to move on anyway.
So now we're going to try some FSR. And we're starting out on ultra quality, of course. And we're starting out on low with ray tracing, just everything on. And then after we're done with all this, we will just turn ray tracing off and see how it does with FSR with that. And I think after that, I think that's good enough for this video. It's already going to be a long one as it is. This is cool. I should totally be able to make shelter just like by making a hole in this thing. Since I'm not level 5 yet and I can't actually make a shelter. You know, I could totally make this work. Make it a little taller. And there we go, see? Boom. And we have shelter. But unfortunately it doesn't work like that. That's how I died. So I gotta keep on like just gathering and leveling up so I can get to level 5 so I can actually make a shelter before I die again and lose all my shit.
Now for some medium graphic settings with FSR on ultra quality and ray tracing on. So let's just have a look at all the settings. And damn, it's raining again. They really aren't kidding. April showers bring May flowers. That's what they always say. And there we go, ultra quality and ray tracing on. Now we're hopping into some medium quality settings with FSR on ultra quality and ray tracing on. I gotta love the way he's holding this axe. Alright, let's hit this stump a bunch. I mean, it's free XP. And it gets us a shit ton of wood. for this. For some reason, I guess I decided not to get the giant amounts of wood. Well, whatever. I was probably thinking of something else. Get out of my way, small tree. We need all this wood. Oh, it already split. Alright, let's move on.
Now for some medium gameplay with FSR on ultra quality. And that's why I said it's going to be a long video if we're going to do one for each one of these. Alright, I think I'll have enough wood after this tree. I mean, I'm already almost full. But I'll burn through them rather quick once it becomes nighttime, so... Here we go. Can't see nothing, get out of my way. There we go. There. Alright, I think we've got more than enough wood. Probably enough stone, too. No, we don't have the most stone, but stone's heavy as shit, so we don't need any more than we need, you know? But, let's move on to the next graphics setting.
Hi, graphics setting time now with Ultra FSR and ray tracing on. So, let's look over the settings real fast. As you can see, ultra quality right there, and that stuff is on. Now we're going to do a little bit of some high gameplay here with FSR on ultra quality and ray tracing on. Man, I'm scared to see how big this video is once I put it all into DaVinci Resolve to actually edit it. I swear it's going to be over an hour. Which is exactly why I'm not going to attempt to be quite this thorough. I think we're just going to go back to the way I did it before, where it's just like, alright, well, if you're going to use FSR and shit, you're probably going to be on, like, high or maxed out settings, so I'm just going to go back to doing that instead of every single one, but it's a pretty fun game. And I decided I wanted to try being thorough for once, until I actually looked at all the different sound recordings, and, or not sound recording, but all the different video clips and all the camera recorded clips, and I was like, oh my, this is a lot more stuff than I was expecting. Oh, come on, stop being out of stamina. You gotta get that oxide, man. That's your livelihood right there. Literally. Alright, let's move on.
Alright. Now we're gonna do some high screen recorded gameplay. And it's still on FSR Ultra Quality, and it's still got ray tracing on. We're gonna do the non-ray tracing stuff later. But I've gotta go find me some food. We're on oxygen now. I just gotta find like some corn or some shit. I could kill some fish, but last time I ate fish raw, I got a bunch of shit and it sucked. I think my guy had like diarrhea and all sorts of shit, so definitely don't want to eat the raw fish. Not good sushi on this planet. Let me out. I'll go up here now. 'Cause we need to find food. It seems like the next door neighbor with the motorcycle is home. There it is, corn. Alright. Time to move on, though.
So, we have moved on to epic quality here. With FSR on ultra quality. So we got epic quality with ultra quality FSR here. And then our ray tracing is still on. And now for some epic gameplay with ray tracing on and FSR on ultra quality. Wow, look at all the pumpkins. It's Pumpkin City up here. I'll just save them for later, though. Can't decide where I want to go or what to look at. Oh, there's another stone. Hey, sulfur. I don't think I have any of that. Let's grab some of that. Never know when that might come in useful. Well, I guess the term is come in handy, but... Ha! We'll say whatever the heck we want, damn it. Alright, though. Let's move on.
Now for some epic gameplay with FSR still on ultra quality and ray tracing on as well. Definitely has some random big stutters where it drops down to like 30 every once in a while, but it seems to tend to do that more during like the beginning, so maybe that's like its way of pre-caching like all the shaders or something. I don't know. But as you can see now, it's not getting 30 anymore. We're in the 50s, low 60s. I should have made a campfire by that corn and just kind of chilled there by it for now. But whatever, I'm sure I can find that again. Soybeans. And I gotta remember not to grab too much shit, because food spoils and whatnot in this game. Pretty fun survival game, honestly. Especially for 30 bucks. Anyway, though, let's move on to the next graphics setting. Well, technically, the next FSR setting.
And now we're going to move on to just quality FSR. So we're going to start off on low again. For some reason it says custom when I do FSR sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. Don't know why, but there we go. We are on quality, and we still have ray tracing on. So we're starting off on low for our screen recorded FSR quality with ray tracing on now. Even with ray tracing and all that stuff, it still looks abysmal. Man, I'm doing some cool tricks there. I chopped it a little bit below and it frickin' came down a little bit ahead of where I was actually chopping. That's one thing I wish that they would kinda fix in this game already. Everything else is so realistic. Why is my hand doing this with the axe? Why is, you know, textures not showing up for a second when I get close to something? Little things like that they need to work on. But hell, I don't remember any of this happening in DirectX 11, so maybe this is just all problems coming from DirectX 12. I don't know. I think I'm gonna use, like, even on my main computer, I've been testing out DX 12 mode with ray tracing. I honestly think the ray tracing is nothing that special in this game. I can barely even tell it's on, and it just kills your FPS, and DX12 sucks. So I think I'm just gonna go back to DX11 even on that. We're a fucking lumberjack. Alright though, let's move on.
So now we got the game on low again. Ray tracing on, but FSR on quality this time. So I'm just going around chopping down trees. Mostly just so I can get some experience. Seems like the textures have some issues every now and again. Alright. that's dangerous. Alright. And now let's move on as I leveled up.
Now on to medium. And with FSR and quality. And that dude over there kind of looks like Gandalf. Anyway, as you can see, FSR quality, and we're still doing ray tracing on. We'll do that off a little bit later. So now we got some FSR on quality, and we're doing medium gameplay now with ray tracing on. I am determined to chop down every tree in this particular forest. And I'll have plenty of wood whenever I need it. Let me just jump over that. There we go, here's two trees next to each other. There that guy goes. This is probably going to be a pain in the ass to like navigate through later. Oh shit, I broke my axe. Well, let's move on.
Now we're doing some medium quality gameplay here with camera. And this time it's FSR quality. So I basically decided to become a lumberjack until I have enough experience to be able to make houses, and then I've basically cut down half a forest, so I'll have plenty of wood to make all sorts of shit. Hell yeah. Oh, it's stuck on this guy, huh? Alrighty. Alright, let's move on.
Now for the high graphic settings for FSR quality. All that stuff at the top still the same as it ever was. Some reason it says custom, but it is really just high presets. Probably something to do with turning quality FSR on. Or just any FSR. And there we go, our ray tracing is also still on. Now for some high graphic settings with FSR on just quality, and ray tracing still on. Looks like we're about to get into nighttime again. And it's doing that goofy frame time shit again. I do not know why it just does that shit sometimes. It seems to do it a lot on high and epic a lot. And I have the foggiest idea as to why. Sure not durable, that's for sure. Yep, it is going to be hard as hell to see in a second here. Wow, that was some crazy amounts of stutter. Oh shit, I'm going out of bounds. Let's turn around. We don't want that. I didn't even know that was possible. But alright, let's also move on.
Well, alright, it's unfortunately night, and I have to find water. And, yeah, it still does not like to do high mode no matter what. I waited for, like, a minute or so to see if the stutter would go away at the beginning, but it did not. Stamina depleted. Can't see where I'm going at all. If I know I need water. Well, first things first. Let us craft that. And then we can deploy it. Right there. Now we can interact with it, give it some wood as a burning source, activate it. Now we can go over to our 5, and boom, now we've got that, and I know I have low wire. We gotta go find some. But it's time to move on.
Now for all the settings for Epic and FSR quality, ray tracing on. Let's just look over them real quick. Holy shit, it's raining even harder. I wonder if you guys can actually hear the rain hitting my house through this mic. I don't know how good its noise cancellation is, but there we go. We're on quality FSR, and that's still on. So let's move on. And now for some Epic screen recorded gameplay with FSR on quality and ray tracing still on. Oh, found a stone. Alright, well, let's just start grabbing a bunch of stuff. Yep, usually when I do this, it's usually because I probably died, and I need to collect more shit. I also have to finish up this particular little smidgen of gameplay before it becomes completely night, and then makes it so you guys can't see anything and I can't see anything. Nobody wants that. Yeah, I found a lily. Still no frickin' idea what you do with the flowers and the shit. I'm sure if you can pick it up, there's some reason behind it. Well, I'd say it's a time for us to move on.
Okay, finishing off our FSR quality with some epic gameplay here with ray tracing on. This seems like the longest video I've ever done. But it's also one of the most thorough, because there's lots of different options for this one. And there we go. Now we got a bunch of arrows, got all my stuff back. Cool. And now it's daytime again, so now we got light. So that's nice. Sucks we have such terrible performance even with quality FSR and ray tracing, but this is not a ray tracing laptop, so I wasn't too surprised. Anyway though, let's move on.
So now we're going to do FSR balance with ray tracing on, so we're going to start off on low again. So let me just quickly show you what all the settings are. Now, as you can see, we are on FSR balanced. And down here you can see our ray tracing still on. So here's our gameplay for FSR on balanced and ray tracing on. And we're starting off on low, of course, just like we always do. Let's get a little stone. You can never have too much stone. Well, I guess you can. You get over encumbered with stone, but I still need the stone right now. Alright. And we've pretty much got to the bottom of this stone, so I think it's time for us to move along.
Now we got FSR balanced, low camera gameplay, but with ray tracing on. We're still going to do FSR through all the settings with ray tracing off as well. This is going to be a very thorough video, probably one of the best I've ever done. But it's going to be a really freaking long video. I don't even know how long it's going to be. It might be over an hour. I don't even know at this point, because there's so many different variables. Alright, let's just be a lumberjack again. And this time we'll chop it all up. Actually, no, because then I'm just pointing at the ground, and then that gives us, like, bad FPS numbers. Well, good FPS, but if you're just staring at the sky or the ground, then that's not really representing what the game can do. So let's just chop all the trees down around here. Man, that one was a big tree. And now let's move on.
Now for the medium settings for FSR balanced and ray tracing on. Let's look over them. There you go, there's the FSR balanced, and there's ray tracing on. So now we're going to get a little bit of some medium screen record gameplay with our FSR on balanced and ray tracing on. I still get kind of annoyed how the trees like lose their textures for a second when you get close to them. We must take all the trees down. That almost landed on me and killed me. Gotta be more careful. Oh, we come back the other way. That's why you gotta be careful with trees. Logging is a dangerous job. Alright though, let's move on.
Now we got FSR balanced, medium graphics, with ray tracing on. They don't seem to like that very much. I'm determined to level up to 5 so I can actually build shit. I'm tired of dying to storms. I will literally cut down a forest if I have to level up. Alright. Alright though, why don't we move along?
So now let's have a look at the high settings for FSR balanced and ray tracing on. And there we go at the bottom here. As you can see, FSR is on balanced and ray tracing is indeed on. Now we're going to get a little bit of some high screen recorded gameplay in for our FSR balanced with ray tracing on. Take that. There. Be easier to get in here now. Gotta chop this big old tree down. Man, there's so many trees here to cut down. But I'm gonna have so much damn wood. Hey, and I leveled up, which is also the main reason I'm doing this. You get experience every time you chop, every time you gather, every time you do anything. Like, everything you do in this game seems to give you EXP, which is nice. Not very much, but it adds up. Okay, though, why don't we move on?
Now for some high camera recorded gameplay here. We got FSR unbalanced and ray tracing on. And we are just chopping down this whole forest. Now there's going to be a bunch of split wood everywhere. Alright, let's get our stamina. Oh, it's not our stamina. Let's fix our axe. Here we go. Low on stamina. There we go. Alright, let's get some water. It's like right there after all. And there we go. 4 stones. Man, I sure did like knock down the whole forest, didn't I? But let's move on.
So, here we finally got into the epic settings for FSR balanced and ray tracing on. So let's check that out again really quick. And there's balanced right there. And here's our ray tracing right there. And now we have epic. Quality. FSR balanced, ray tracing on. Bunch of stuff. Go grab some wood. Hey, come back. You aren't getting away from me, wood. Cool. Alright, we got that whole tree. So now let's move on.
Now we got a little bit of some epic gameplay with balanced FSR with ray tracing on. Man, this is getting complicated. We are definitely getting some pretty piss poor FPS now. I'll come over here and chop this tree down too. I mean, why not? It's basically free wood. Alright, and now let's make us grab those 2 stones. Let's build us a house. Alright, so there's a wood floor. Let's deploy this floor. We'll put it right there. Alright. Now let's make us 4 walls. Heck yeah. Alright. That looks good. Oh, that's cool. Although I think I need a door. Alright. And let's move on.
So, starting off all over, for FSR performance, we're starting on low, and we still have ray tracing on. So I'm just going to quickly go through these again. I'm sure you guys are tired of seeing the screen, but this is for people who skip around. There's FSR performance, and then there's ray tracing. So now we got some low screen recorded gameplay here with FSR on performance, and ray tracing still on. And this will be our last ray tracing on. Then we're going to start all over again and just do FSR and see how that does without the ray tracing. As for me, I gotta chop up all these logs into wood. Oh, we chopped that up real good. Alright though, I'd say that's more than good enough. Let's move on to the next setting.
Now we got FSR on performance, and we're on low, and still have ray tracing on. I'm basically just sitting here trying to level up, because I accidentally used the wrong skill at the wrong time and didn't make a door, so my fort kind of got messed up during the storm, but at least it protected me from dying. But now I'm just collecting a shit ton of wood and other fibers. That way I can keep making a better house, and when I level up, I'll be able to make a door, and then everything will be all good. Since it's pretty messed up, I think I'm going to have to rebuild the whole damn thing anyway, but it is what it is. Not a huge deal. There we go. I always wondered if I would get more wood from the bottom, and you totally do. It just, you have to work for it. Alright. One more. There we go. There we go. We're just going to collect a shit ton of fibers and wood. Might not be the most exciting, but that's what we got to do. And I'm basically just dropping all the shit I don't need at my house over there. Alright, is that all of it? Alright, let's move on.
Here's our medium settings for FSR on performance and ray tracing still on. Let us scroll very quickly down here so you can see right there FSR is on performance. All that is on. And now let's move on. Now we got some FSR performance. And we're on medium quality. And we still have ray tracing on. I'm trying to build a house. Alright. Did I make the walls too damn close together again? And we need another one of those. Well, let's craft another wall first. Here we go. There's our other wall. Yeah, that doesn't look like it's gonna work. I think I need to make the walls a little longer. But let's try anyway. We've already gotten this far. Oops. Two more walls. There we go. And now let's move on.
Now for some... What is it we're on now? Medium camera recording gameplay here. We're just gonna finish up our walls. Here we go. It's starting to look like quite the house. I just need to level up so I can make a damn door. Oh, and by the way, this is medium FSR performance with ray tracing on. So, yeah, I guess. Oh, it's broken. Repair. Alright then. Alright, after I'm done chopping this, I should probably go get some water before I get all damaged. And let us also move to the next graphics setting.
So now moving on to high settings with our FSR on performance and our ray tracing on. So let's just look at them real fast. As you can see right there, that is on performance, and these guys are still on. So now let's get a little bit of some high gameplay in here with FSR on performance and ray tracing still on. Well, we're at least almost done with all the ray tracing on stuff. Then we have to go do all the FSR. Just by itself, without any ray tracing, just to see how much that helps. Man, there's so much freaking logs to make over here. Or logs to split over here, rather. That'd be quite the feat if I could use an axe to make a log by hitting things. That would definitely be interesting. Oh, and you should be careful in this game. It's very realistic. If one of these things is like more weighted, just like in real life, and you cut it, it'll just move and smack you right in the head and do some damage. So far I haven't died from it yet, but just be careful. Like, even though the cutting and like graphics can be a little wonky, a lot of the other parts of this game are pretty damn realistic. Well, considering we're on an extraterrestrial planet right now. But beyond that, most of the physics and shit are pretty spot on for damage and how to make wood, how to make this, how to make that. But let's move on.
Alright, FSR performance. And now we're up to high settings. We also have ray tracing on. Wow. It didn't look like it was split, so I was sitting here like, why can't I keep hitting it? What the hell's going on? And we're literally just getting lots and lots of wood and trying to level up one more time so I can have a door, hopefully before A, nighttime, and B, before a giant storm rolls in and tries to kill me again. But, worst case scenario, I'll just put a wall in and trap myself in. There we go. I knew it had to be in there somewhere. Really hope I can level up soon, because I just have a strange feeling that a storm's a-coming. But let's also move on.
So now moving on to the last of the FSR and ray tracing on things here. We're going to do Epic. So let's just scroll down here. As you can see, FSR performance right there. Our ray tracing's on one last time right here. And let's move on. So now here's our epic gameplay with FSR on performance and ray tracing on. I'm still just chopping away, basically living my life as a professional lumberjack in this game. Because you need a lot of wood to do anything. My second best profession is being an amateur miner. Definitely have to split a bunch of rocks and shit too. Whoa, one of them just flew off into oblivion. Oh yeah, look at all that wood. Alright though, let's move on.
Alright, now we got some camera recorded epic with FSR on performance and ray tracing on. Man, I was really hoping I was going to level up by the time I was done chopping up all these trees. But we're not done yet, who knows? Oh, food though, I'll have to find some food. I think I saw some pumpkins and watermelons around somewhere close. Alright. Oh, there's a piece of wood right there. Alright, well, let's go dump some more of our wood in here, because we don't need to carry it around. And if it disappears, it disappears. Don't really care. I can always get more. This is mostly just so I can level up. Well, I'll at least carry that much, just in case I need to build something in a hurry somewhere. And alright, I think it's time for us to turn ray tracing off and just see how this game runs with just FSR and DirectX 12.
So now we're going to do just FSR with no ray tracing. So let's just look at all these settings. We're going to start on low. And as you can see, we're on ultra quality. And now ray tracing is not on. So now we're going to start FSR only, and we're starting off on ultra quality with no ray tracing this time. And we're starting off on low. So let's just get a little bit more gameplay in here. There we go. And I still need one more level to do some useful shit. So I figured I would just chop down a bunch of trees, gather a bunch of wood. Seems to be a good way to get experience anyway. And you can never have too much wood in this game. Oh, there's more wood right there. Ah. Alright though, let's move on.
Alright, this is FSR. And it is ultra quality. No ray tracing. I'm finding me some water now, apparently. I do like how easy it is to find that shit in the nighttime. At least it glows and makes it easy to see on the ground. I think there was water down here, down this hill. Yeah, I get my water is low. Alright, that's enough. I've got enough of that shit. I need to find water. Alright, that must have been a big ass rock or something. I can't see a damn thing. I think I will let it turn to daylight before we continue with these videos. I do not like making the videos at night as A, you can't see anything, I can't see anything, and I feel like nighttime gets you way better FPS than daytime does. I could be wrong about that, but that's just how I feel. There's some more oxide. Yeah, yep, I know I'm getting hurt because I need freaking water. I'm trying to find some water, man. And it's also time to move on.
Now we're going to do medium quality settings with our FSR on ultra quality and no ray tracing now. Hopefully it gets pretty decent FPS now that we don't got ray tracing enabled. And there you go, as you see, it's off. Now for some medium gameplay. I don't usually like doing shit at night, but gotta do what I gotta do. Get this video done. Takes it forever when you sit here and wait for it to become daylight. Well, we dropped down to 45 there, so that's not great. Yeah, I think DirectX 12 mode just sucks nuts. So unless you guys really want ray tracing, I would not recommend using it. Just stick with DX11. Oh man. I knew this was going to get me in trouble. All these damn trees make it hard to see where you can go. Alright, I think I got around most of them, and I think that over there, that light is my fire. Not 100 on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Let's consume some food. And let's also move on.
Now we got ourselves a little bit of some medium quality with FSR on ultra quality and no ray tracing. Wanted to wait until the sun at least started coming up a little bit before I started. I've definitely been around here. You can see the holes in the rocks. Ooh. Yep, and there is where I died once. Yep, I remember I died here because my shelter sucked. Oh, cool. I got some. Oh, let's see. What do we got? Well, we got a bunch of shit in here. We got some more arrows, some silica, some wild berries. Give me some wood floor. Already got quite a bit of wood. Alright, we'll just let that kind of just be a landmark to how to not build a house. And now let's also move on.
On to the high settings now for FSR Ultra Quality and no ray tracing. So let's just have a quick gander here. Take a quick look. Get to the bottom here, and as you guys can see, we are indeed on Ultra Quality and no more ray tracing. Now let's get some high screen record gameplay here with our FSR on Ultra Quality and no more ray tracing. But we were already dropping under 60 before, so I already know we're going to again. But yeah, if you want lots of FPS, just stick with DirectX 11 and FSR. I'm pretty sure you can still use both DLSS and what was it, FSR with DX11 mode. I think it's just ray tracing you need that for. I figured maybe it would get us some more FPS, but I was very wrong indeed. But I can admit when I was wrong, that's for sure. Not the easiest thing to do, but it's not that big of a deal. No one is right 100% of the time. I've grabbed Let's move on, though.
Now we're on high graphics settings with FSR on ultra quality. I am wondering how long this video is going to be. Probably quite a while. For quite a long video. But it's going to be very, very thorough. We've pretty much gone through everything. The only thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to bother going through DirectX 11. That'll be just like doing this, only you're going to get even better FPS. So unless you want ray tracing, go with DirectX 11 on this game, I would say. Hell yeah! Finally! Finally level 7. So immediately we are going to go right into our tech tree, and we need to find a door. Where is the door? Wooden door right there. That's one thing I definitely want. Alright now. Screw it, we'll get a wood window too. And I don't know what that is, but we need it. And then let's get some half pieces in there. And how we can even do some wood stairs and a wooden trapdoor. Screw that. That's awesome. Alright. There we go. Awesome, more stamina. And now let's move on.
We have made it back around to epic quality. So let's look at that. FSR is still on ultra quality and no more ray tracing. But we'll still look through all the settings here because we have every other time, so why mess with it now? There you go. There's the ultra quality right there. And no ray tracing. Epic settings now. No ray tracing, but FSR is on ultra quality right now. Well, let's drop down to 54, 52 around here. I don't know why. Does that on my main computer too, when I was trying out DirectX 12. But that was also with ray tracing, but, I mean, 3090s are great at ray tracing, but if the ray tracing isn't good, I don't care, and I am not taking a big performance hit just to say, oh, look at me, I can turn everything all the way up. Though I will say sometimes it is a little annoying to spend like $1,500 on a graphics card and then still have to turn settings down, but hey, you have to do what you gotta do if you want a good frame rate. I would love to just be able to crank everything to the max and still get like 120 FPS all the time at 4K. That'd be great. Hopefully the 4090 will be able to do that. I'm not interested in that stupid 3090 Ti that just came out. Screw that. $2,200. No. No thanks. It's only at best 10-12% better than my GPU, overclocked. 3090 Founders. Alright though, I think we got about enough here, so let's move on.
Alright, now we're doing epic quality with FSR on ultra quality. And no ray tracing this time. And now it's about time for us to start crafting something. So, if I remember correctly, we need 4 of those, at least. Alright. Now let's deploy this. And we'll just put the 5th one there and we'll put the door over there or something. Alright, now let us go craft some walls, which we will need quite a few, so let's just make 10. Screw it. And, while that finishes up, let's also move on to the next FSR setting.
Now we're going to drop the FSR down to quality and start all over at low, so let's look over those settings. And there we go. FSR quality, no ray tracing. So here's our low screen recorded gameplay with FSR on quality now. And no ray tracing. I've done some goofy shit with my house because I'm still learning what all the damn building stuff is. I'll have to destroy those later. But I need more wood to complete my house, so that is exactly what I will do. Alright, come on, Stump, give me all the good wood. Apparently I'm grabbing a bunch of other stuff while I'm trying to grab the wood too, but whatever. Anything I don't need I can always just destroy. Look, water critical. I have to go get some water too. But, let's move on.
Now we've got some FSR on quality. And this is camera gameplay. DX12, no ray tracing. And I'm pretty sure I am not going to do this many for any of the other resolutions, because this took me all day, and I'm still not even done yet. I still have to do balanced and performance after this through all the different things. Man. And I'm not gonna lie, I know how to make a door now, but yet I can't seem to get it to actually go anywhere. One thing we need to do is just cover in that thing. Let's just craft a little wall, even if it looks a little weird. I can't seem to get that other thing to be the right way, so it doesn't seem to work. Alright, and then for this, let's go do 2 more. And also, let's also move on.
So now let's look at the medium settings for FSR on quality. And no ray tracing. There we go, right there. FSR quality and no ray tracing. So, now we got some medium quality with our FSR on quality. And no more ray tracing, which has definitely given us a hefty improvement to our FPS, but still not getting the most FPS that I would have expected. I think it's mostly just DX12 sucking, but they even tell you, like, right when you, like, click the button that, hey, this is performance may be affected. And they weren't kidding. It is definitely affected. And in quite a negative way. I don't like. But we'll just power through. We've already gotten this far through the video. Still, I'm very curious to see how long this is actually going to end up being. Very long, though, probably. But that's okay. Only gonna do this once. Takes too long to do, honestly. I won't get any other videos done if I do this shit. But let's move on.
Now we're on medium quality camera gameplay here with FSR on quality. No ray tracing, I should also add. I think this is the... Yep, I'm back to the place where I died a long time ago. If I ever need any more wood and shit, there's a bunch on my dead body right there. Now we'll just make even more right here. Alright, here's a bunch more wood just lying around now. Love how the axe gets glitched sometimes. It's just fun to cut down trees in this game. The Lumberjack Simulator 9000. And with that, let's move on.
Now we're going to move on to high graphics settings with FSR on quality. And no more ray tracing. So let's just look over the settings real fast here. There we go, there's quality. And no ray tracing. And now for high graphics settings on ultra, or not ultra, but quality FSR, and no ray tracing. Oh, looks like there was some watermelons over there. I'll have to remember that. And even more right there. Because those are cool. Just like in reality, they are food and water in this game. Not a huge amount of water, but if you're like critical water and you find some watermelons, you best eat them. It'll at least give you a couple seconds or like a minute or two to get you to an actual river or lake or something. Alright, do I need anything here? Not really, no. Alright, we'll just leave that there for now. I don't know how long that stays there. It might even stay there forever, but we can just leave it there kind of as a... what should we call it? Like a stash. Use my dead corpse as a stash. Alright, let's move on though.
Now we've got some high quality preset. With FSR just on quality. And no ray tracing. Let us deploy. We'll put you right there. All right. Some of this stuff away from my little house. I don't even remember why I put that in there. I think I was just getting irritated. I still can't figure out how to put a door in. That part still makes no sense to me. It said it must swing. So does that mean I have to get another tech tree thing that I was just like missing? And I kind of just messed up again? And there's a trapdoor, there's railing. There's a wood beam. Alright. Yeah, same thing. Oh, that's probably what it is. I probably have to have the rope so I can tie it. Alright. Let's move on.
On to the epic settings for our FSR quality and no ray tracing. Let's just look through these really fast. The faster we get through with this, the quicker we can get into that gameplay. There we go, FSR quality, no ray tracing. Now for some epic screen recorded gameplay with FSR on quality and no ray tracing. There's another one of my dead corpses up there. I did die quite a few times in this game. But I think we're finally getting somewhere with this house. Let's get us some water before I get myself into trouble. We even have wheat next to the house. Hopefully I can make a mill or something and start making some bread. Get Misty in here and she can knead the dough. Hey, there's some Scylla. But I don't need to mine that left. It's so close to my base. It's not like the rock is going to get up and leave. And even if I die, I can probably find this place again relatively easily. Mainly because of my death marker. It's right there. Kind of another good reason to leave a couple items there as long as it doesn't disappear. I don't know whether it does or not. Anyway, though, let's move on.
Now we're on Epic with quality FSR on and no ray tracing. Guess I should start leveling up by being a lumberjack again. well, bye, mister. All of a sudden, she just jumped down. Looks like she heard something. Nothing bad, though. Not a thing. Oh, anyway, yeah. I just started running around again. We gotta cut the trees down, man. Alright. And at least if I do it this way, I won't get stuck on them at night. If they're all just a bunch of wood on the ground. Let's move on now.
So now we're going to move on FSR balanced, which means starting all over again on low. Which means we're going to scroll through here again. There we go. There's the balanced FSR right there. And there's no more ray tracing right there. So starting all over again, now we are on FSR balanced and low graphics settings, no ray tracing. Hey, there's some watermelon. You can never have too much watermelon. I say that a lot for a lot of things in this game, but it's true. As long as you don't go hog wild and try to pick up like 300 sheets of 100 lumber or rocks or something, you're pretty good on the weight. I mean, look at all that shit I had and I was barely half full on weight. I needed more space more than anything. I wonder if there's like some skill I can get that increases my like backpack or something. Or like maybe something I can make. Guess we'll find out. I know that thing can store stuff, so worst case scenario, I can go drop some stuff off in my little dropship pod thingy. Alright though, time to move on.
So now we've got low quality with FSR unbalanced and no ray tracing. I honestly can't even imagine how long this video is going to be, and I don't think I'm going to do the rest of them like this. But it's mostly going to be a why I don't do this kind of thing. Usually because there's too many variables, so I think for the rest I'll just do what I did with some of the other ones, where I just do like maxed out, go through all the FSR settings with ray tracing on, then move on to just what I'm doing now, only go through like maxed out all the settings, and then boom, be done. Because that way, at least if you see the worst case scenario, you know you can do maybe even better with some of the other settings, you know? Alright, I don't want to get too far away from my house in case it starts like storming and trying to kill me again. Hey, and look at that. It's also time for us to move on to the next graphics setting.
On to the medium settings for FSR balanced now and no ray tracing. So let us just quickly look over them while I pet this kitty. But you guys can't see the cat petting, but she enjoys it. She's just looking out the window at all the birds. No, where we go. Balance mode, no ray tracing. Alright, now some medium camera, or screen recorded, I mean, gameplay here. With FSR on balanced. And now we are on medium. No ray tracing either. There's my awesome house of awesomeness. Haven't figured out how to put a door on yet, but I figured out it still counts as shelter as long as you like have like all the wind blocked and whatnot and have a roof over your head, so the door is probably more so for just like looking cool. Still gonna try to make one now though. Okay, so apparently there's something more to it than that. You know what? I'll just have to figure it out a little later. Yep, I don't know what the heck to do with this door, but we will figure it out. But it's time for us to move on.
Now for some medium quality gameplay with FSR on, I believe, quality. Let's make sure. Nope, now we're on balanced. So, FSR balanced. Glad I just checked that stuff. I'm not too embarrassed to at least tell you guys the right setting. Alright. Let's see. Let's give that thing... Oh wait, campfire recipe. Activate. And we can go grab a bunch of wood later to keep it going. Alright, and we didn't set my house on fire this time. Hell yeah. And I just kind of put that shit up there because I didn't know what else to do with it. I couldn't make it turn around the right way. And I couldn't figure out how to get them to go this way either, so I just used normal walls, which is why it looks so weird. But at least it is shelter for when whatchamacallit comes. Sucks I can't do a door, but I'll figure that out eventually. Anyway, though, let's move on.
Well, I don't know what happened, but the settings just won't open or whatever, so we're just skipping the settings for this video because I'm not going to go back and try to figure out how to get the exact gameplay out of it now. So we'll just move on. Misty's trying to get into some shenanigans. Oh yeah, and if I didn't say, this is high graphics settings with FSR on balanced and no ray tracing. I don't think I actually mentioned that in the beginning. Glad I did now. Not only does it help you guys, but it helps me out when I'm editing these. Make sure I'm putting them in the right order. And even then, sometimes I screw up and stuff gets corrupted or stuff like what happened is stuff just doesn't work. So, yeah. But I still think we're doing pretty good. But I'd say it's time to move on.
Now we got some high graphics settings with FSR on, what was it? Balanced. FSR balanced, no ray tracing. And unfortunately it's night. So again, as soon as I'm done with this particular little clip, I'll probably try to just sit here and wait for daylight before I continue. Which makes this kind of boring because you can't literally see anything here. So I kind of have to just stay around with the fire. But whatever. It's time for us to move on anyway. So let's go move on to the next quality setting.
On to epic settings now. At least this didn't get messed up. I don't know what was wrong with the high settings. It just wouldn't open, wouldn't launch. It was like corrupted or something. Sometimes that happens though. I don't know what's up with that. Probably something to do with the Windows recording. But yeah, I don't know why that wasn't on Epic, but this is supposed to be on Epic. So there we go. Now everything's on Epic. We just have to restart the game, which I'll do right before we start actually playing to get all that stuff to work. But other than that, we are indeed on balanced and no ray tracing. So now getting some epic gameplay in with FSR on balanced and no ray tracing. And now I'm fixing my house. I think I've said before, I'm pretty sure there's probably some hammer I can make or something to repair, but I don't have that yet, so we're doing things my way. Destroying the wall, and then crafting a damn, well, after we get wood, crafting a new one. So let's go. No, that's not going to count. Even if I destroy, that's not going to be wood. Alright, let's just go chop this tree.
Now we got some camera recorded gameplay here. FSR balanced. No ray tracing this time. Oh, there we go. Oh, broke my axe. No big deal though, we could just repair it. other part go? There it is. Alright, now let's go put that other wall up real quick. And then we can move on. Well, actually, we'll go ahead and end this here, and we'll move on to the last FSR setting.
So starting this thing over one last time, we're doing FSR on performance. So now we're doing low, no ray tracing. So I'll go over the settings here real quick so you can see. Yep, there we go. At the bottom there, FSR, performance, no ray tracing. So now we've got performance FSR with the game on low and no ray tracing. I was gonna say, man, some of those trees really leave something to the imagination, but they just hadn't rendered in yet. Jeez. Still though, besides the water, everything looks pretty damn terrible. Just terrible. That's okay. Low probably should look terrible. I mean, the whole point of it is to try to get you the most FPS you can get, especially on things that can't handle running it, but trust me, this laptop's capable of running this and pretty much any other game in existence on really good settings. At least at 1080p, you should be able to play any game you want, either on Ultra or High, depending on what you want and how many FPS you want. It's not till you start getting to 1440p and ultra-wide and 4K that it starts having some issues with some of the higher settings. That's when you gotta tweak settings. Some things can be on low, some medium, some high. You just gotta figure out what works for you. That's why I love computers. You have that option. You don't just have performance or quality. You know? Oh, I got stuck again. Perfect time to move on though.
So starting all over again, now we're on FSR performance with low quality, no ray tracing. Trying to find some of that oxygen stuff. Here is some. That way I don't have to do this in the middle of the damn night. So much easier when you can see what you're doing. And then after we get a couple, well, probably one more of these, let's rest. And then I'll try and find some more food. I think there's some corn somewhere close by and some watermelons and pumpkins. Should be good there too. And I repaired my home in case there's another storm, so that's good. Let's go closer to the mountain. It'll probably be close to the mountain. Here's one, I think. Hell yeah. But it's time to move on.
On to medium now. FSR performance, medium quality settings, no ray tracing. So over the settings we shall go. When will we stop? No one knows. Well, yeah, we do when I get to the bottom. Here's FSR performance and no ray tracing. Bumping it up to medium graphic settings with FSR and performance and no ray tracing now. Feels nice to actually have plants and like actual like graphics. They definitely don't look very good. They definitely look soft because we're on performance, and performance always makes everything look soft and kind of grainy, but it's doing probably 720p or something like that, I would guess. I don't really know what it does when you're already on 1080p. To be perfectly honest, FSR doesn't even work really good at 1080p. It's really meant more for the higher end stuff. But it'll still work if you just want to get some extra FPS, if you wanted to have, like, you know, everything maxed out, just turn on ultra quality. And it won't look too much worse, but you get some FPS too. Alright, let's keep on running through a forest here. Let us also move on.
So, now we've got some FSR performance with quality on medium and no ray tracing. I just found some corn and a bunch of oxide. So now I'm on the way back. What was that? Oh, nope, I thought I saw something, but nothing there. Now to kind of head north close towards my home again. I can already kind of see it flickering in the background there. Sometimes FSR and DLSS cause shimmering. I don't know why. But they do. Probably something to do with the way it reconstructs the image. And hell yeah, and we're back over here now. The only thing left that's damaged is this roof that doesn't actually do anything. Heck yeah. We got a little fireplace there. Wonder if later I can make like a chimney or something and keep fire inside. That'd be dope. Anyway though, let's move on to the next graphics setting.
Now let's have a look at the high graphics settings with FSR on performance and no ray tracing. There we go, FSR performance right there. And as you can see, all that is off right there. Now let's get a little bit of some high quality graphics settings here with some ray trace, or no ray tracing, and FSR is on performance. There we go. Hard to remember what the hell all settings are on when you try to do a video like this too. Hell, it looks like some storm's about to roll in. Grab some shit on my way by. Man, that building has seen better days. It's almost completely fallen apart from all the other storms we've gotten. I'm basically just leaving it there to see how long it can stand up. Yeah, we should probably take this. This will be useful. I don't want it to get damaged. I don't even know if that shit can get damaged by being out in the weather. I think you're supposed to put it up over your fireplace, but I'm just going to go put it up over here for now, next to it. Till I actually get some meat to dry and whatnot. We'll just put it in here, I guess. Alright, let's move on.
Now we got a little bit of some high quality with FSR on performance. I realized I have a roof to repair still. And there's probably a way to repair shit. But I don't know what it is, so... here we go. Now let us craft a new one. And there we go, all fixed. And then let's deploy that. Put that indoors. I don't know if it can actually even do its job indoors, but figure there we go. And I still got plenty of room in here. Just chill and do whatever. And alright, now let's move on to the next quality setting.
Last up here, we're going to do some epic settings. So let's look over the epic settings, and the FSR is on performance, and there's no more ray tracing still. So there we go, FSR performance, no ray tracing. So last up here, we've got FSR on performance, and also on epic quality at the same time. So it's very weird having a game be on max graphics but still not look very good due to the FSR being on performance. No ray tracing either, don't know if I mentioned that or not. And I bet we still can't hit a constant 60 in this. Nope, 46, 52. Yeah, there's something about over that direction, no matter what, your shit just stays at like 52 to 46. At least on DirectX 12. Definitely switching over to DirectX 11 on my main computer too. Oh shit. I almost got killed by a tree. If those other trees didn't save me. That is exactly why I don't do lumberjack stuff in real life. Alright though, let's move on.
And last up, we've got some epic gameplay with FSR on performance and no ray tracing. And this literally took me all day to make. I don't even have time to do the voiceovers. I'm just going to do those tomorrow. Take the rest of the night off. I've earned it. And I still might have missed one thing or two here and there, but I still think I did a pretty damn good job on this one. At least now I have a house right next to a lake, and I got some corn down the way over there, so I've got like constant food, constant water, constant trees everywhere and foliage to get shit. I got some wheat here if I can do something with that later. Definitely pretty cool. But alright, I think that is good enough. Why don't we go wrap this video up? Well, alright. After many, many hours, we're finally done with this, and I do not think I'm going to attempt this on any of the other resolutions. This took way too much time. Unless you guys really, really want me to. But by the time I do all this, I probably won't even have posted this, so I won't know whether or not you guys like it. But it's just too much. Took me all day, as you can tell. It's now dark outside. And I still haven't even done the voiceovers, so I'm just going to do those tomorrow. It's already too late. Want to do that? It's time to just relax. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and until the next one, peace out, guys.